even want to fool with government because they think too big, too cumbersome, don't understand, don't know where to go, whatever. But I'm going to talk to you tonight about how to understand it, kind of demyth government, and how to find out how we can make some connections. Let's see, if I needed to talk to someone about a street or a road, who would I talk to? Well, there's one place and one magic number in government to call. And does anyone know what it is? 311. 311? What a great class. And you know who answers those phones in 311? Neighborhood leaders, because one of your neighborhood leaders right here, Mr. Paul Jolly, stand up. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, he's answering the phone and he's connecting citizens to resources. Paul Jolly. All right, you're going to get tremendous gifts in this class, but one of the gifts that you're going to get is each other. Every one of you knows something that someone else needs to know. So if you all don't know Mr. Jolly, get to know him. He has a lot of information. He's a good resource. Now, what in the world is a Metro Call liaison? How many of you are having neighborhood meetings and you have Miss Chatty Cathy over here who pops up all the time and says, the stop sign's down, the tennis court's broken, the kids don't have any, that interrupts your meeting. And then you all start branching. You're branching all on Chatty Cathy's what she said, and you're not sticking to your agenda. Well, if you appoint a Metro Call liaison, that person would be your note taker. That person would say, thank you, Chatty Cathy. I'm going to call that into Metro Call. That person would, I have a little sample form in your packet, would call Metro Call, email Metro Call, fax Metro Call, do it on the web, and submit your concern. And then before the next meeting, they'd be on your agenda. And they'd say, Madam Chair, Mr. President, here are the things that were presented at the last meeting, and here's an update on where we are. And when you meet people and you develop relationships over a nice piece of pie or a meal, you develop a friendship, you tell people what your goals and your dreams are, and they're more likely to help you than when you wait till you have a big problem and you go, I'm so mad, can't you help me? Why can't government get anything done? So the best thing for us to do is to develop relationships. Well, there are lots of ways we can tie the mayor into our neighborhood association. The mayor has a communications office. Ask them to write you a little update to put in your newsletter. See if you can invite the mayor or a mayor's representative to your neighborhood association. I'm lucky in that I live in the mayor's neighborhood, and so he always comes to our meeting once a year. And we have an event called Dessert with the Mayor. So once a year, the residents in the mayor's neighborhood gets to see him. But there are ways that you can look at your annual meeting. Wouldn't that be a nice time to invite the mayor to come? And you know what? If he doesn't come, he'll probably send a proclamation or something. And won't that make all your residents feel good? We invited the mayor. He sent a proclamation. So build a relationship with the mayor when you don't need him. If you have a park in your neighborhood, maybe you want to stand in line and meet the director of parks. Hello, Mr. Heights. I want to introduce myself. My name is Sally Sue, and in the backyard I have Park X, and I just want to make sure that you're aware. By any chance, do you ever stop out and do site visits? I'd like to meet you there. I'd like to walk around my park with you and show you why I think it is so beautiful and so wonderful, and I want your help to keep it that way. He's going to come out and see that park with you when you're not going to be going, wah, 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 but say, look at my park, love my park, look at what's wonderful about my park. So at a mayor's community conversation, you can look the director in the eye, have a conversation, and meet them. And you always want to say, let me have that business card, because you want to write a little note, how can you get back in touch with them? How do we find that next generation of leaders and pull them up? Put them at our elbow, teach them what we know. Let them start doing some of the stuff that we've been doing so that when they decide to invest in the neighborhood and to stay there, that they're ready to take over the reins. I had to tell a story on Deputy Mayor Joan Ream, so if you run into her, you can say I was talking about her at the class. But, she knows I'm out talking about neighborhoods all the time, and so her neighborhood had an event for children. It was a scavenger hunt. And the kids had a little list. And, of course, that doesn't cost any money. That was very simple to organize. And they ran door to door, and they were having so much fun that the adults got jealous. And the adults said, if the kids are going to every door and getting to know the neighbors, we should do that and get to know the neighbors. So they organized a progressive dinner. And it was really a progressive cocktail party, is what it really became. Well, because they were trying to decide who would do the main meal, and that person would probably have to spend more money, so they just said, let's just have a little hors d'oeuvre, a little hors d'oeuvre, a little hors d'oeuvre. And this is the third year that they've done it, and she said 68 neighbors came out. Wow. 68 neighbors came out to do it. And she said, I just can't believe this happened. She says, you know, I've lived here all my life, and I didn't know these people. And she did. She lived in that house. I mean, how long have her and Mel been living there? 30 years. And that magic starts to happen. So it just takes one person with a little bit of passion. And if you have that, someone else is going to see it, and it will start to build. So don't be afraid to birth a great idea.